This video is about What Shall We Do with the Drunken Sailor, the traditional song arranged for piano, and it's piece A2 in the initial grade pieces for 2023 to 24. There are different possible fingerings in this, especially with the left hand. I'm going to go through the hands separately. So those first 4 bars, which is a sort of introduction, the fingering tells us to move the hand down like that. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, like that. You can, if you prefer, stay in that position and do the first chord with 1 and 3, second chord with 2 and 4, third chord with 3 and 5, and then 2 and 4 and 4. So you're staying in the same position, but you're using different fingers. It's probably easier to follow the fingering in the book and move the hand because 1 and 3 are stronger fingers. It's easier to do a nice strong chord with those two than with 2 and 4, and perhaps especially 3 and 5. But you can try both ways. Then after the double bar, by the way, marks the beginning of a new section. So we've got 4 bars introduction and then the main tune starts there. Now here, the fingering indicates that basically you stay in this position. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then do that with 2 and 4. 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. And then for that last chord, you have to move your thumb forward onto the C sharp. Can you see? So your thumb was on C, just for that final chord, move it onto the C sharp. We don't very often play black keys with our thumb, but we do sometimes, and in this case it's quite convenient to do so. If you don't like doing that, you could do it, for instance, with 2 and 4, but that would mean moving your hand slightly. So, either way. So yes, the suggestion is to move your hand in the 4 bars introduction, but after that, you keep it in position all the way through, and then simply keep the other fingers in position, but move your thumb to the C sharp for that last chord. Now there are lots of rests in the left hand, quite a lot in the right hand too, and often the actual tune is shared between the hands. So for instance, if I just play the right hand, including the introduction, I'll do the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Dum, dum. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. The tune is incomplete if I just play the right hand because some of the melody notes are played by the left. And where you get this dotted line or dashed line between the hands, that's indicating that the left hand is taking over the tune. So for instance, in bar 6, the tune is, and we should hear it like that, which means that probably play it legato, or it can be detached, doesn't matter. What you mustn't do is hold on to notes over the rests like this. because that distracts us, that muddies the sound. We need to be clear that the tune is la 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 la. Same again in bar 8 and so on, various places. There are a couple of position changes. So we start with thumb on C, third finger on E, ba, 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 and so on. If you look in bar 8, the end of bar 8, which is the third bar of the second line, you'll see a number 1 over the D. That indicates that we move up one step. So moving up one step. And so on. Now, you could, again, an alternative fingering. In fact, you never have to play the C. So in fact, you could do the whole piece with your thumb on D, which would mean that in bar 1, those E's, instead of playing them with 3, you'd play them with 2, then you play the D's with 1. So again, either is fine. If we follow the fingering in the book, we start in this position. The end of bar 8, last beat of bar 8, we move up. Then we stay in that position until bar 13, which is the third bar of the third line. You see, it goes da, 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 da. And that's quite a quick move if you do it that way. You have to go 5, 3. So you're moving down just one little step. It's not hard. It's just a very small distance. But that's what you have to do there, unless you do the whole piece in this position, in which case that would be with finger 2 and so on. Okay, I'm going to play through it fairly slowly now, and then maybe I'll do it more up to speed. So 1, and I'm following the fingering in the book. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are the notes. Dynamics, we start off loudly, forte. We go quiet when the tune repeats at bar 13 there. And then from 17 to the end, we have a crescendo. So from bar 13, we're quite quiet, then we start getting louder at this point. I'll just play from bar 13. And we stay in time all the way till nearly the end, but notice the last but one bar, it says rit. I didn't do it there, but I will do it in a moment. Rit, short for ritenuto, means slow down. And then the last chord has a pause sign over it, the sort of dot with the curved line. So the pause sign simply means you hold it for longer. You know, it's written as 2 bars, 1, 2, but then you hold it a bit longer, just as long as you like. That's sort of up to you. Okay, So let's play through the whole. It says 138, which is quite fast. Dum da da dum da da. About 138. The C means about. So something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. What was I going to say? Crescendo. Remember, crescendo only get loud. So at the beginning of bar 7, still quiet. Don't suddenly go loud with that. Getting louder, getting louder. I used to say crescendo means quiet words. Loud. Okay. I actually used the different fingers as I was playing it. Anyway, that's the end of this